All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Returning back from vacation. I have another special guest, another junior from Point Borough High School, Lila Shaver. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you doing today on this very hot day outside?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad. Might as well get started. I know the school year's finished, but I'm just curious when I talk to all the players, how did you handle adjusting to the school, handling schoolwork with like online or remote learning?
It was a little challenging for sure. Like the schoolwork itself wasn't too difficult, but it was just hard, like not being with my teachers and classmates in like the classroom setting.
How did Point Borough, what did your day look like with Point Borough? Because some schools you had to be available for Zoom calls from like 9 to 2. Other schools basically you got emailed assignments and you just had to send them back at a certain time. What was Point Borough like?
Well, we had mandatory Zoom sessions every day, but it was like different classes would go on different days. So most days I would only have like 2 or 3 Zooms. And then all of my assignments would be assigned on and were usually due on Fridays.
Okay. So it's just funny how every school district's a little bit different. If this keeps going, and if say the fall is delayed a little bit, I could see a little more where the state tries to have a little more structure, so every kid is similar program.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your background and when did you start getting into basketball?
I started playing when I was 8, but like I didn't start taking it seriously really until the summer going into my freshman year.
Okay. Did you play any other sports when you were younger?
Yeah, I played softball up until 8th grade.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 sisters. My oldest one is a dancer, and my younger one plays basketball too.
Okay. Do you try to help her out a lot playing basketball?
Yeah, me and her play like a lot, especially now in quarantine.
How old is your younger sister?
She's 13.
Okay. Is she going to be a freshman next year?
No, she's going into 8th grade.
Okay. So that would have been cool if you two got to play with each other one season.
Yeah, I really wanted to, but
talk a little about your family. How they helped you, supported you, basketball is a year-round sport these days.
Yeah, well, my parents have definitely been my 2 biggest supporters, and like all the sacrifices they've had to make and just driving me everywhere. And my dad actually played basketball in high school, but he played college baseball. So I just think like it's really helpful having somebody who had so much success in athletics like be such a role model for me, because he's taught me so much just about not only basketball itself, but just about being an athlete.
Yeah, that has to be a plus, especially any sport you play in college. He could definitely help you teach you, how to not just physically prepare for sport, but mentally prepare, for some of the challenges you might come across. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely very helpful.
Who are some of your, outside your family, any role models you may have?
Well, growing up, like my biggest role model was Kelly Hughes, because like me and my dad would go to all the games when she played at Borough, and I just remember like I just wanted to be just like her.
Yeah, that's great. My niece, similar, to taking her to the high school games. She looks up to, watching you girls play, and when she gets old, she says when she gets older, she wants to play like her. It's really good. And I know talking to some of the other players, they actually look forward to when the younger kids come in and watch, and hopefully you can inspire them.
Yeah.
Now, to develop and stuff. I know a lot of players use different trainers. What trainers have you used mostly?
Well, I go to Hoop Group a lot, but I also mainly train with my trainer Larry, who I actually met at Hoop Group, but he's like my go-to guy.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say most of the shore, they go to hoop group because, that's where you're going to get the best competition and,
Yeah.
get the best out of you. So which AAU teams have you played for or do you play for currently?
When I was really young, I played for the Central Jersey Hawks, but then my coach for that just took like some of the best girls from that team and like made us into an independent team when I was a freshman and sophomore. And then this year, I'm technically on Franklin Basketball Club, but I'm healing my ankle, so
Yeah, and this year nothing really has been going on.
yeah.
This is the time for you to heal your ankle.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was your coach for the Hawks?
Devontae Steele, he's helped me so much just because he was like the first person who really like got the most out of me in terms of basketball development.
That's great. Who are some of the teammates you've played for, AAU?
I don't really have like any teammates specifically just because like everyone I've played with has helped me in like some way. So basically just everybody.
Finally, wrapping up AAU, what was your mindset when the virus first hit and, AAU looked pretty bleak at that time? This being your last season for AAU.
Well, just like everything being delayed was just like very frustrating and upsetting, and just like the uncertainty of it all. Like I kind of just wanted to know like if it was happening or if it wasn't, rather than just waiting around.
Yeah, I know some teams have entered tournaments, other teams are not entering tournaments. This summer's really just been a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really hoping everything gets under control so we can have high school season.
Yeah.
Now, talking about high school, you said you watched Kelly Hughes. You really, she really inspired you and stuff. What were some goals you had, not just for your freshman year, but your freshman year going to school? What were the goals that you had, that you wanted to accomplish over your career at Point Borough?
Well, going into high school, like I knew I just wanted to make an impact right away. But I also had like long-term goals. Like I just wanted to improve every year, and also I want to be 1,000-point scorer. So
How far are you away from that?
I'm about like 330 points away.
If there's a season, that's very doable.
Yeah.
So if there's a season, I'll make sure I'll help keep track of it. Make sure see how close we get.
Yeah.
So your freshman year, like, I like to ask this, like upperclassmen, was there any upperclassmen that helped you, try to show you the right ways or, just how to be a leader and whatnot?
Yeah. When I was a freshman, it was like all upperclassmen. They were juniors at the time, like Allie, Riley, Carly, like, and they just helped me so much, like with everything. Like they built my confidence. They really helped me with, and I just wanted to learn, like more about being a better teammate and a leader from them, and they just helped me so much.
I mean, that's great. And I liked what you said, they helped you build your confidence. I see that a lot in freshmen. Sometimes they have, deer in the headlights type of look on the court. And it's good when, you have the upperclassmen that, could calm you down and, just, talk you through any issues you might be having. Now, going into your sophomore year, what kind of goals did you have? And, what were you looking to improve on?
Well, I definitely wanted to become more of a leader. And I also, going into my sophomore year, a big thing that I was looking to improve my shot, because as a freshman, like I really couldn't shoot that well. But going into sophomore year, I really wanted to expand my range and become a threat from the outside.
I didn't get to see you play your freshman and sophomore year, but you're definitely a threat now from the outside. So if you knew that was an improvement you need to make, you've done a great job at it because I think you're a very good shooter.
Thank you.
And watching you, I thought you were the best foul shooter I saw all season, most consistent.
Thank you.
Which is an impressive feat because I've seen I've been to a lot of games.
Yeah.
Is foul shooting something you work on a lot?
Yeah. My dad and I especially, we really work on my foul shots.
Yeah, I think I could count on one hand how many shots you might have missed the games I've been to from the foul line. It was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
So what kind of highlights did you have your sophomore year?
Well, my 3-pointers that I made increased a lot. And I also Coach Drew and like all the upperclassmen at the time, I had the ball in my hands like a lot more. And we also improved our record from the year before, which was exciting.
Yeah, that's good. Let's talk about Coach Drew a little bit. It seems like the players really enjoyed playing with him. I got to speak to him a couple times. How is it playing for you, and what has he meant to your development?
Honestly, I don't think anybody has helped me more in my career than Coach Drew. Just whether it was coming in as a freshman and like starting every varsity game and him just always being there, like if I had a tough game, to pick me back up. And he coaches me super, super hard, but like that's like what I love, like that's what I need. But even like when he's coaching you super, super hard, like you know how much he loves you. And I think that's super important.
I'm glad you said that, because when a coach gets hard on a player, it's not because they don't like you. It's because they see, you have more potential. They're just trying to get it out of you, and for you to realize that.
Exactly.
Now moving to your junior year, I got to see, I saw you guys play a couple times. Very fun team to watch. What was the biggest thing? Now you're more of a leader. You're upperclassmen. Only how many seniors were on the team?
There were 3 seniors.
Okay, not really a senior heavy team. Kate clearly the leader of the team.
Mm-hmm.
What was some of your goals your junior year?
Well, I really wanted to have like a super strong leadership role. And also I wanted to help the team gain a winning record. And then individually, I really wanted to become a better defender because that's something that I've been working on.
That's good. Now, I want to talk about a couple of your teammates. First, let's talk about Kate. She comes back from Madison. What did it mean her coming back and playing basketball with you girls?
It meant so much having Kate on the team. Just playing with a player of her caliber, she really does make everyone around her better. And not even just as a player, she's just like genuinely one of the best people you'll ever meet. So she added so much to the locker room, and we just all had so much fun together.
Watching your team play, it looked like it just came easy to her. And what being such a dominant player that she could be, what impressed me most watching her, is her passing and how she tries to get everybody involved. She just doesn't try to do it all herself. It was fun watching.
Yeah, it was very fun playing with her.
Yeah. Another player that stood out, Molly Burns, seems like a type of player that does like all the little things. I think she's only a sophomore, right? She just finished sophomore year.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Molly and what it means having a player that could do all the small things.
Having a player like Molly on the team is super important to any team because, like you said, she's just always doing the little things that may not stand out in the box score, but you're not going to win without her. Like, she's always on the floor diving for loose balls. She's always hustling. She's always looking to make the right play. So just super, super important to have a player like her on the team.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I'm just pulling up stats right now. So who do you have as seniors? So you had Feehan as a senior. So you have a good core coming back next season, it looks like.
Yeah, we have a nice chunk of incoming juniors.
Talk a little about Farah, another impressive player. Only another sophomore, so probably her, you, and Molly would be the leaders going into next season, and Erica. Talk a little about Farah and how she plays, because she stood out a couple games I went to.
Jen, she's just great to have on the court because she's like she's an animal, like in the paint. She really, like, she's not that tall, but she can out rebound like almost anybody just because of her hustle. And she's another one who's just always doing the little things, always looking to make the right play, and you could just depend on her to give it her all every game.
Yeah, and she's a pretty good defender too.
Yeah.
From what I think. She plays soccer, right? I think she
Yeah.
plays soccer. Yeah, those soccer players tend to be a little more aggressive in the basketball court when they're playing defense.
Yeah.
So moving into, going into your senior year, hopefully we have the season. What are some goals you have? First, team goals, and then, individually we talked about you wanted to get 1,000 points, but maybe something, if there's anything else individually you want to do.
Yeah. As a team, I really just want to have a winning record, get above 500, and help like all the younger girls, individually. Like you said, I want to score my 1,000th point, but I also just want to, have come back, improved in all aspects of my game. So.
Yeah, that's good. And, like you said, help all the other girls.
Yeah.
That's how, high school's supposed to work. The upperclassmen show the younger ones, so when they become older, they could, keep passing the torch.
Yeah.
Now moving in the future, what are some things you're looking at, when you're looking at colleges, non-basketball related, whether location, any field you want to study?
I want to be relatively close to home. Like, I don't want to be too close, but I don't want to go too far. Definitely want to go to a great academic school, with a strong alumni network. And also I want to major in political science, so I want them to have obviously a strong political science program.
That's what my major was, political science.
Really?
Yep. Rutgers has a very good political science program. Yeah, I learned it. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and took a political science class while I was at Brookdale. The teacher was great, and that's how I got hooked to, great teacher. I ended up taking every political science class with him. And then when I went on to Rutgers, I just kept it, So, that's good. And, I like seeing, young kids like yourself wanting to be involved with politics.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing more and more of that than compared to when, I was your age. And it's good that you kids want to, affect your future, and I love seeing that.
Mhm.
So do you know what you want to do, once you get your political science major, like where you want to take that?
Yeah, I want to be a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my dad's a lawyer, so like I've just been around it my whole life, and I'm just very interested in that.
That's also great. You have a pretty good mindset of what you want to do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of kids might change their major 2 or 3 times before while they're in college. So that's good. I wish you luck. So when you were younger, is that what you always wanted to do, or was there something else you wanted to do when you were younger?
I didn't always used to want to be a lawyer. Like when I was younger, I don't know why, but I was like really, really fascinated by like finance, and like I wanted to work on Wall Street, but not anymore.
Yeah, good choice. Yes, stick with political science and law.
Yeah.
Getting ready to wrap up. I like to ask every girl this. What advice would you give yourself, or your younger sister, when you were younger? It could be school or sports, or anything.
I would just tell my younger self to just work hard and really enjoy every moment. It really does go by super fast.
Yes, and when you get older, it just goes by faster.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the court this season coming up, and hopefully you heal your ankle quickly.
Yeah.
So, what's the timetable you think you'll be back on the court?
I should be back within like a month, they said.
How long is that summer league for that in Point Pleasant?
I think it ends August 6th.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta reach out to the coach. I want to get the schedule. People have been asking me for the schedule.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me, and I wish you luck. Your final year at school. Hopefully, we have a basketball season. I get to see you on the court, and good luck.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you.